So please introduce yourself so we can start our conversation.
Okay, ma'am. I'm Akshay Kumar, and right now I'm residing in NCR Ghaziabad. Okay,
Okay.
and for 2 years I have been preparing for government exams, which is going in the upcoming months. In the month of
Okay.
March and April. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just particularly preparing for SSC and civil services too. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay. Okay.
that's it. And
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Tell me. Carry on.
and
Carry on.
okay, I had done engineering in BTech Mechanical in 2008 and 2016. Okay,
Okay.
after that, I had done jobs in several sectors, but after I quit for my dream post that I want to become government officer. So that's why I'm preparing.
Okay. Okay. Great. So if I ask you like what exactly area of problem you face in English speaking? What do you
Ma'am,
feel like you personally? What do you?
the area where I am facing difficulties to speak to somebody else, or to because I when I speak to somebody, so generally I have not come across my word in my mind. So
Okay.
that's why I'm gonna stuck while speaking, and
Mm-hmm.
whenever I speak to somebody over phone or in front of somebody else, so I feel hesitate
Okay.
so
Okay.
much. So that's why I got nervous, and
Mm-hmm.
I will remain silent for a
Okay,
moment.
so I feel like, because of not getting proper opportunity to speak to somebody every day around you, maybe you don't have like atmosphere at home or maybe a friend circle where you communicate a lot in English. So that's why we become like, limited when it comes to expressing ourselves, and we start
Mm.
taking long pauses and even vocabulary. Also, we are not using it, so we don't remember it. That's what
Yes,
happens.
but
It's a very
yeah,
common problem. Yeah.
yes,
Tell me,
yes.
tell
But
me.
okay, in the meantime of preparing that that I am preparing, so I learned a lot of vocabulary, and also I learned a lot of rules which is related to grammar and preposition.
Okay.
So I know the fundamentals in English language.
English.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but whenever I speak to, so that's why I saw various YouTube channels for
Mm-hmm.
preparing how to speak, how to listen properly, and how to
Mm-hmm.
that's it, how to
Mm-hmm.
deliver a words
Mm-hmm. Okay.
flawlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I uh, I I made a lot of efforts to improve or to enhance my speaking,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why the main purpose is I want to become fluent over English language.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's my.
what I feel that you're taking effort, it's a great thing because you are keen. That shows like you're keen to learn. So you will give your 100%, like you already taken so many efforts previously on YouTube and other medium, maybe I'm sure.
Yes,
There are
ma'am.
so many mediums right now. So if you are taking it, that is good. But the other thing is like, these kind of things give us information. It's no doubt, it's helpful, it's knowledge. But naturally when it comes to language, especially in speaking, because as you said that you are while preparing for your exam, for your whatever exam is coming, you are doing a lot of practice. Maybe your grammar is excellent right now when it comes to writing, because
Yes,
when
ma'am.
we write, we are conscious, we know what we are
Yes,
writing, we
sure,
know
sure.
what we want to say. But when it
Yes, ma'am.
comes to speaking, it becomes problem because your mind thinks differently, your mouth behave differently, the word become confusion, your expressions become confusion. It happens with everyone who don't use certain language every day. So
Mm.
Hindi is like normally we use in our native as a language where we live normally in India. Normally people speak in Hindi, but that's why we are programmed to speak in Hindi, means we are thinking in Hindi also. So obviously when it comes to English, you have to, this mind and mouth need to coordinate with each other. If you're thinking in Hindi and want to speak in English, that's a problem. You
Yes,
need to,
ma'am.
that's why you need somebody to talk and practice every day. It's just give you a natural atmosphere when you speak to somebody, like you're speaking to me right now. I'm not a computer, you are a human, I'm a human, you have a doubt, I also take pauses. because that's the human talk. But there is like a difference between taking a natural pause and unnatural one, which is visible when you see people taking like these kind of problems, pauses which look sounds unfamiliar and unnatural. It's unacceptable, especially in workplaces. Personally, we can do that. It's not a problem. Casual talk is not an issue. When you have a casual talk with your friends, you can take long pauses. It's acceptable. But in professional places or a place where you're presenting yourself, where the problem comes. So talking every day, spending some time on any platform like Education Villa provides an opportunity for the student to spend some time and gain knowledge through because knowing a vocabulary and vocabulary is a two different thing. If I give you a situation and a like a word, you have to use it in a various way. Like amicable is a word for somebody who's friendly. So I want you to frame a sentence with this word. This is a new word. People don't use it very normally, but the people who use advanced English is using it every day. Here and there they use it. Or phrases. Phrases are another thing which people use to add quality to their language. Idioms is something people use, is optional, but of course in exams it comes. Like you're giving exams, so idioms and phrases are like something which will come. You have to face it. But people don't use it in a language, but until unless you are in that kind of, you doing something like that, like a professional required that. Otherwise, we use phrases. So you need to add quality to your language, sound interesting, and something which give you a good impression in front of, in case if you're giving an interview, which is required these days in, like for example, IELTS. Interview is like a must, one process, where you have to be, it's not about speaking English, it's about how much quality you add to your language. That is where the problem comes. People can speak English. You are speaking in English only, but like you have, you were conversing with me earlier, by you're talking about yourself, introducing yourself, and even talking about your problems. You were telling me everything in English only. Okay, but what I understand from your side, the framing of sentence, especially like a long thought, like sometimes we have this
Yes,
long thought. Small, simple sentence with the break we can make. It's not a big deal. It's a simple, like a simple sentence. But the complex one, the compound one, something which required a little bit more explanation, more expression, you have to express yourself. That time the problem comes, because we don't know how to do it, especially when we don't use language, English language every day. It become a problem for the person who's non-native speakers. So to have practice with somebody. If you have
okay,
a friend, great. You have somebody around you, you can, because friends, maybe you can talk to them, but they won't correct you. That the problem comes. Maybe, but at least it will give you a fluency. A little bit, you will overcome your hesitation. But somewhere somebody is correcting you and you allowing you to express yourself, and giving you a direction where to move, where to put words and where to put phrases. It will give you a guidance as a language learner. It will give you more confidence. Knowledge is a confidence, right? When you have a knowledge, you are confident. Your hesitation you will overcome it. It's not a problem. It's just stuttering is another problem, especially with new word, a lengthy word, or repetitive words like tentative. People start stuttering in such kind of words because T is prominent. It's again and again coming after one word. So it gives them a problem when people speak, especially non-native speakers. So if you want to overcome this hesitation and come out from that awkward zone, which people normally have, that to talk to somebody every day, at least sometime.
Okay, so ma'am, how much time will it require to be fluent in English, and for how
on
long?
person.
How many months?
The thing is, it depends on person to person. Some people progress, some take times. Up to you.
This
Because,
depend on person's capability.
Because knowledge I can give you. Anybody, even YouTube channel can give you. The problem comes when you don't have a fluency in a language. That you need to gain. Okay, this is something I can give you a direction, a guidance, or maybe some tricks also. But ultimately, it's your call. You have to come up with the, like the fluency you want to. As much you will practice, you will overcome it. Your hesitation. Your fluency, you start getting it naturally. When your mind started thinking in English, you will start talking in English. This is what happens. This is the way people learn any language in this world. You will also learn the same way. But the thing is, you need to program yourself, because you have to take effort, right? It's not our language. We are grown up listening to other languages. Like some people use Punjabi, some use Hindi, some use some other language. We have so many native language. So that's the thing. So you, in case if you really want to be like what we call it a pro in English, you need to speak to somebody every day and get that
So,
fluency. Mhm.
okay, so is it a help? Is it a helps in like in major exams like IELTS or TOEFL?
Yes, it is, because every exam have this interview round. Beside writing, you have to talk. At that time, like people get nervous. Talking is a problem, don't you feel? You also say,
Yeah,
I feel hesitant. I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
hesitant when
obviously.
it comes to talking English to somebody. Or maybe, like for example, in daily English, daily English is what? You go to mall and ask for some product, is a daily English. You talk or call a customer care, it's a daily English. So you need to convey your problem or your requirement to the other person. It's a daily English. So first you need to know, need to be fluent in that. And then comes the professional one. Like right now I'm teaching some people from software industry. They have specific requirement. Some are from academic background, like a college professor, but they have a subject but not have a language skill. So they want to learn that. So they have like a different requirement. I'm sure you also have, like you are preparing for this exam, like a government one. So you
Mhm.
have your specific requirement, but as a
Yes.
personality, I'm sure you want to groom your personality as a speaker, as an English speaker, right?
Okay, ma'am.
You don't
Mhm.
want to limit yourself. That's what you're looking for.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
So,
ask me.
ma'am, your platform is giving like a British English or American?
It's depend, like until unless you don't have a neutral accent. Neutral accent is something not American or British, it's something in between and acceptable everywhere. Okay, how you're going to get American accent and how British accent? First you need to know the neutral one. Neutral one, once
Neutral.
you know that, then you have to pick one, because it's a process. Like I will not give you any false hopes or wrong promises, because it's a process. Learning an accent in itself a different kind of thing. Okay, before that you need to overcome your fluency, a normal fluency, a neutral accent, a new normal way to express yourself, and then comes the accent part, whatever accent you're looking for. Okay, depends on that, but that's a different process. It's a process. It requires time. So first you need to overcome that. Like it's an individual thing. If you go through any courses, you will see that pronunciation, there is a different course, and it's only for the people who are in advanced English. So you need to first overcome your like a basic one, speaking, because English, grammar, as you said. The only comes in the fluency, and like programming yourself to speak in English in a more natural manner. So you need to get that first, and then the accent part comes. Okay, so one by one you can do that. You can do
It's
all,
Mhm.
but you have to spend more time.
Okay, okay.
That's it.
If I okay, ma'am. If I take a admission
Mhm.
in your course for 30
Mhm.
minutes, so what will be the syllabus of our classes like
There's the
day
thing
by
is,
day?
I what I do normally, I do, because it is half an hour, right? So I want to every day devote some time to speaking some topic. I will give you like from a daily to some advanced, depend on your progress. Okay, so let's start from the daily one. I give you a topic, you have to talk about it. I will correct you. Maybe you are making some grammatical mistake again and again, because in
Hmm.
speaking we do make. Maybe in writing we don't, but speaking we make sometime, right? It
Speaking.
happens.
So that
Yeah, it
okay.
happens. Okay, it's just you don't realize it, but I have heard people making mistakes, and they are good in English. They're not bad. They write very good, but the problem comes speaking. So I will understand that what kind of mistake you're making again and again. Some mistakes are repetitive, some are like once in a while. Okay, so I will correct you. That way you will gain your confidence and fluency when you talk about something. Okay, other thing is like vocabulary activities. I give like vocabulary. If I have a time, same day I will give you, or once in a while a vocabulary one. Other one is I add on from my side is a pronunciation thing, which I get some words. Some people have some word problem like PTS. They don't know how to pronounce it properly. This is a problem. Like they say shun, where they have to say sun, they have to say shun. Sh, S, and sh, that kind of problem. So pronunciation problem also people face. So some
Okay.
specific words everybody have, maybe you don't have, I don't know, like it's depend. I will find out as you speak. So
Yes.
I will correct that. I will give you like a phoneme lesson to correct that. At least that particular word which you have a problem in speaking. Or some people have that. So I don't know right now, I don't know current situation, but maybe you have, you don't have, I don't know. So let's see. So pronunciation is also there, depend on a student, it's requirement. Vocabulary is always there, it's must. And then comes this, sentence. With the vocabulary, I want you to frame a sentence also. Not only vocabulary I will give you a vocabulary, and I will give you a scenario, and I will ask you to frame a sentence. So that way you will remember. Frame a sentence with yourself. Okay. So like associated with yourself. Fit yourself in that situation where you will use the vocabulary. That way you will remember that particular word. So you can use like there are various techniques. It depend on a student. Every student is unique. It's not like everybody's same. So that's a way. That's why I teach, like, adding a little bit vocabulary, phrases, idioms also, like a short one, at least the daily one. And speaking exercises like every day. I never overlook that. And some people also want like a little bit writing English help also. I do that also because I do the advanced English. So business writing, emails, for example, or maybe interview. Some people have an interview coming, so they want to know how to face that interview, how to, some questions are like always there, like talk about yourself or talk about your 5 years plan. These kind of questions in interview more or less they ask. So some people want to know. So it depends, like, requirement. So I'm sure you have your own requirement.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is what is
Okay.
a normal general syllabus, vocabulary, phrases, idioms, along with the speaking exercise. This is like a basic one.
The
Any other
basic
question
one.
you have?
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, beside this conversation between you and I, so can you please suggest me what can I do others except this communication?
You can listen. As much you will listen English, as much you will start getting used to English. So listening is one thing which you need to do if you really want to, like progress fast in learning language. So whatever language, like for example, English, if you're opting for that, start listening. Even a podcast also. If you like, sometimes we are not free to sit and watch films in English. You can
Hmm.
listen English in a podcast. You can listen podcast, English podcast,
Ma'am, if
news,
I
or
watch,
anything.
ma'am,
Yeah.
if I watch Hollywood movies with subtitles, so is it helpful?
Mm.
Is it
You can
helpful?
do it helps. Listening and watching is like just an add-on, but listening is more important. So if you're watching a film, you will listen. So try to watch a film. If you're
Hmm.
watching a film not as an entertainment point of view, but as a lesson point of view, watch a film with a subtitle. It's okay. Then watch it without a subtitle, and then listen how much you understand, especially the words. The accent they use, especially Hollywood one or British films, they have a certain accent. If you understand that, your ear get friendly, it help you to understand English better and speak also better. This is like other
Uh,
way.
yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
I used to watch some movies,
Mhm.
which were Hollywood movies, but I
Okay.
faced so many difficulties while hearing.
Mhm.
But when I was watching Bollywood movies in English, so
Mhm.
that would be
Accent,
good for me. Yes,
because
that
it
is
was
for
accent. Yeah, it was
accent.
accent. But it's better to watch English film in English, like a American or a Bollywood, not Bollywood one, sorry, Hollywood or a British one. Especially British one, I will suggest, because their English is more class. Have a more class, like Britisher speaks better English, I feel. Not I feel, many feel actually. And their accent is also very good, like very classy accent they have. So it's better to watch their film. So this is what I will suggest. Okay. And second thing, it's important because to understand that accent, in case you come across with something which is international, maybe you have an international call to hand, for example, the accent you need to get friendly with. So better to get friendly with British or American accent, at least hearing wise. That will allow you to understand better English. And then trust me, if you start hearing English better, you will start speaking English better. It's all about, when we are child, this is how child learns speaking, listening, any
Listen.
language, they listen
Listen
to
and
their
try to
parents
speak.
or siblings and they imitate them. That's what they do. This is a human nature. So
Yes,
same
ma'am.
thing comes with the nature. Like, we human have been grown up also. How much we listen, we start speaking that only. Okay, so that's what happens with the language. So you start listening more if you want to really progress fast. So beside taking classes or beside doing anything, hear as much as possible. Okay, as a
Ma'am,
movie also.
okay, ma'am. So, according to you, so
Mhm.
how much time will I practice to become fluent?
You will feel it, you will realize it the moment you will start. First you need to overcome your hesitation, like what I feel, the more big hurdle is a hesitation. Okay, underconfident when it comes to language, maybe you're confident generally, I'm sure, but in the language wise, if you feel underconfident, you need to overcome that. Confidence is something which will allow you to express yourself better. Even if making mistake also you're confident, it's better to start somewhere, right? So fluency, like practicing even making mistake but getting the point, allow you to overcome, stepping out from that awkward zone, which is very important. Once you are out there, you will feel the progress, because it's like I said, I will not give you any wrong promises or anything. I just want to give you like a right information. It depend on student, it depend on person. Language is like that. I can't say like 3 months you will start speaking like some Britisher. It's not possible. I can't say that. Maybe in 1 month you will start doing that. I don't know. Maybe you're a fast learner, right? It's depend on you, of course. But I will give you an opportunity to ask your questions, and of course, an opportunity. This medium will give you an opportunity to talk every day, to practice every day with a real person, not with some robot. Like applicate. There are so many apps also there. There
Yes,
are so
ma'am.
many apps where you
So many.
speak, they correct you. They speak, they
Mhm.
correct, but they are not always right, because like not only English, I have other language learns. I do learn languages, so I know these apps are not accurate for any other language also. Not only English, I know I don't need to learn that, but i I was learning a French and I was just correcting myself. Once I was just practicing, I just realized how app was wrong, so I stopped trusting apps that day. It's just robotic. So learning with real person and learning with app and a robot is totally different. I'm sure you understand that. It will never allow you to come out with your like awkwardness. A real person can.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other question?
Absolutely. Ma'am, when I read some English newspaper like the Hindu, the Indian Express, so the English totally different when I speak, when I read, because there are so many words so
Difficult
many words.
words.
Yes, ma'am, difficult words which
Mm.
difficult to speak and which difficult to understand. The sentences, the clause, so it's too
No,
difficult.
it's the thing is like, when in the beginning, I
Hmm.
know that there are many words which we use or read in books and in newspaper. We don't use it every day. We don't hear
Yes, ma'am.
it every day. But
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
there because they do the editing and writing, right? The writing is not get done in one day. It takes a lot of time to write one article. They edit it, and then they publish it. So just imagine how much work they put in. But
So
as
much.
speaking wise, when you will get like you get used to the language, maybe the vocabulary is always, like vocabulary is like a huge, there's like a long list of vocabulary. It's not going to possible for everybody to learn every word, but you
Incre-
will get used to it. You will start, like it's all about, it just comes naturally. You will start when you understand the sentence, somehow you will understand the word, maybe not the exact meaning but the feel of that sentence. That what happens, because right now maybe you are not in that track as a listener, or maybe as a speaker, that you find it like a little bit difficult or complex when it comes to reading a newspaper, which helps. It doesn't, I'm not saying it's not, but once you start getting used to it and then you start reading it, you will realize that things are different. Now my psychology is changing. When I read it, I understand things better than before. It happens. It's just like that. We also learned it somewhere, right? There was a time when I also was not very good in English. We start from somewhere, right? So in the beginning, things were difficult, but as we progress, we realize, it become used to. I'm used to it. Now I can read I read a lot of books. So I know there are a lot of complex, like literature language is totally different than the academic one. It's different. Okay, so you just need to get used to it. I don't know what area, like you are preparing for government exam, I'm sure you have to read newspaper for current affairs. It's just
I
must,
read a
right? You
lot of
can't over.
articles, lot of
So
editorials.
that's important. This is a part of your learning, because
General
you want
awareness,
to
yeah.
have some position. So you have to. I need to read other kind of stuff. As a teacher, I'm more into literature. I enjoy that. Another thing also, I read like a current affair, because normally I prefer listening to the news, which give me new words. We all have a different ways of learning. Okay, there are a lot of slangs also, which is more used in speaking English, but not in writing, especially
Yes,
like a
lot of that.
professional. So you just need to differentiate also, that also filtering, quality words than the regular words. This is also another task. So it's like a progress. It's a process. You have to go slowly, and then when you feel confident, you can be a little bit fast. And it depends on the time, how much time you invest. It's another thing, like some people invest a lot of time in learning language, so they learn fast. Maybe you don't have that much time. Let's say that you don't have like more than half an hour, because you have other preparation also. So you will devote half an hour. So take it like, you have to start from somewhere, and you will feel your progress. It's a personal thing, you will realize it. It's not me, you will realize it. As a teacher, I can just give you a right direction. Anybody, anywhere you will go, you will just get the guidance. What you have to do. Traveling is your business. We can't do that, right? Learning a language is like you're traveling. It's a process. It's a journey, actually. So take it like that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so any other question?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so think about it. Think
Hmm.
about it, and devote a time, which time works for you. The time slot we provide, like from 7 a.m. morning till 9 p.m. And you can pick any time which way works for you. You can do it.
Yes, evening time. This is the best time that I feel, because
Okay.
in the morning I
You
study
have a
more
lot of
about
things
the
to.
exams.
Okay.
Yes, I do a lot of things.
Okay. So I'm sure like it's most of the professional people prefer evening or very early morning. Depends. So you can think about it, and when you feel like like, yes, I can devote this much time, join a class, and you will feel the difference. I'm sure you will feel the difference, because everybody is feeling it. So I can show you that the progress is going to be there. Yes, how much progress is going to be there depending on
Okay,
progress
ma'am.
level.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, if you don't mind, can I can how much experience do you have?
I personally have, like, professionally teaching, I have, as a teacher, I have 2 years experience. But I'm
Okay.
working in ads, and I'm like, I don't only teach, I have other things also. And I also prepare IELTS exams. I give IELTS exams, but not on this platform. It's a personal thing. So that also I do. So I have experience. I have helped many professionals more, and then students less, because I'm more into professional world and corporate also. So that's why I more prefer that kind of line for teaching.
Ma'am, okay, ma'am. So I have a question. 30 minutes is enough for. I don't think so, ma'am. 30 minutes is enough for.
No, time is the thing is, it's up to you. Like
Okay.
promising for investing 1 hour or not able to invest any minute is better to, opt for hours or time which you can promising yourself, because it's your promise to yourself. I can invest half an hour. If you feel that I'm comfortable in investing half an hour, better invest that much. Then, thinking of 40, 50. If you're fine with for 50 minutes, go for a 50-minute one. Up to you. It's all about you. You know, your time, your comfort. It's all, and even your budget also. Everybody have different, you know, criterias you have to pick.
Can I take 2 classes in one day, in a day?
I think you can. You just have to pick like a 2 package, like if for half an hour, 2 package you have to pick, or a 1 package, or you can talk to an institute. You can talk to an
Okay.
institute.